This is the great one, the ultimate driving machine. And if you don't know what that means, you're excused. But if, when you see this car, you're seized with an uncontrollable urge to plant yourself behind the wheel and head for the wide open spaces, then we're talking to you. The great one is an idea on wheels. The idea that there's more to driving than just moving from place to place in isolated indifference. The great one is 400 cubic inches of glistening engine. The great one is a superb road-handling chassis. The great one is bucket seats, carpeting, and a walnut-styled instrument panel. The great one is Pontiac GTO for 1967. Isn't it time you decided to ride the wide-track winning streak? The great one is here.
Hi guys, we're back with build number 2 for the 2022 Cancer Awareness Group build. This is my AMT 67 GTO in purple, which represents pancreatic cancer. And this is like the fourth time I built this particular kit, so I kind of know all the pitfalls of it. The kit is released by both MPC and AMT, and it's got parts from, depending on which version of the box you get, it may have parts from the 69 in it. It has some of the kits have the Purple-licous parts with the special hood scoop and stuff on it. It just depends on which version of the kit you get is what parts come in it. One of the biggest problems, headaches with it, is getting the hood to fit properly, and the entire nose. Of course, it's facing the wrong direction right now, so we'll wait for it to come back around. And I still got to make me a little BG style pointing stick to show, but we'll have to use this for a while for now. The problem is that these headlight buckets don't fit up to the top of the fender. There's a gap. Now you can do some sanding on the side on the fenders and in the center section to raise it up, fit it in tight so they fit. And on the hood, your quote-unquote core support is too tall, so you need to shave it down so that the hood will close all the way. There'll still be a little bit of a gap even when that's done, but it's a lot better than without. We decided to do this as a weekend warrior type affair. So he's got the hood tack put on there, aftermarket. We're running Kragers, even though I put red center caps on them instead of the blue ones because it's a Pontiac, and Pontiac's color was red. We've got the roll bar in there. We've got the racing seats with the racing belts that are done in red. The white seats, we did white interior, black carpet, black roof. It's got the dual gate shifter. Hurst dual gate shifter comes in the kit. One other thing, even I went ahead and bare metal foiled the hood scoop, even though it's normally the same color as the body, just because I like it that way. We mix in a couple pictures of the interior. It's hard to see on camera. When I had a GTO, a 67 GTO back in the day, and mine had a red console with the Hurst dual gate shifter in it, and the console was red. So every time I do the GTO, I always do a red console just because that's the way mine was. We re-drilled the axle holes so they could drop it down in front as far as possible. The tires are basically hitting the top of the fender wells. And then we took some slicks out of a Pro Street style Nova kit, so I could put big slicks under there. It's not the super modern 18-foot wide Pro Street slicks, but they're definitely wider than what a stock tire would be. Basically all the chrome except for the wheels and the front and rear bumper is all bare metal foil. And guys, I hate bare metal foil, and this bash just dealt me fits. The only reason I still do it is because the outcome looks so good, but boy, it fought me every step of the way. I ended up, the sheet I was using, I was having so much issue with, I threw it away and opened up a new one, which helped. It was not wanting to stick where you wanted it, but everywhere you didn't want it, once you peeled it up, it was leaving a glue residue on the finish. So I had to go in with naphtha and clean all the glue residue off before I could clear coat the body. When I take it off the rotisserie in a minute here, a few pictures. I put get the plug wires put into it. I dug through my parts box and found a 3-deuce intake. So we got a 3-deuce intake in there. And that's about, I mean, it's pretty much, other than that, it's pretty well stock. The interior is completely stock except for custom painted colors. The wheels and tires came from another kit, and I added plug wires. Other than that, it's pretty much the stock kit. Some of it has been modified, which again I'll show you when we take it off the rotisserie, especially underneath like the exhaust. But let's do that now. We'll take it off the rotisserie, and we'll be right back with that.
12 seconds later.
Alright, we're back. I got the hood taken off. We got it down off the turntable, and you can see our engine here a little bit. Let me see if I can tighten it on a little bit without getting too blurry. Sorry for the shaky tripod. Like I said, dug in my parts box and got a 3-deuce intake for it. And it's 3 carburetors, 3 air cleaners. The plug wires were done with 22 thousandths solder, which I painted white and then painted yellow. The upper radiator hose came with the kit. I was gonna run heater lines, but it's so dark inside there you'll never see them anyway, so I didn't. And the same thing, I was gonna do battery cable and just never got around to it. I may go back and add a battery cable to it for this side. I turn it over look at the bottom here. And let me get it to stand up and bring us back out. Bring it a little bit. I'll use the headers from the kit. These were the original exhausts that came out the back when I cut the exhaust pipes off for the suspension set. And I grafted them back in up here, which so you've got just the dual exhaust with a couple of cherry bombs, and it dumps out on the ground right underneath the seats. So it would be a rumble machine. Since it was a quick build, I kept with the stock suspension. I was half debating using a Pro Street style rear end and putting deeper buckets on there, so put wider tires, but then I really liked the look that I had going here, so I kind of went with it. Other than that, on the underside, it's just basically painted with red primer, and then did a black wash and a silver dry brush to kind of bring out the details, and that's all on the underside. Now, I don't think we'll be able to see into the interior very well, but I do have some pictures I took, the stills. So you can kind of see the red console there. I did the wood steering wheel. Got our Hurst dual gate shifter in there, and we got the racing buckets with the racing seat belts. Other than that, it's pretty much what a stock GTO would look like inside. white door cards, white seats, black carpet, and black headliner. So boys, that's our 67 GTO. The only other thing that I did that was not in the kit, but some of them I did by hand, I had some decals for 66 that I was able to use for the side badges. But the ones on the rear, the Pontiac and the GTO, let's see if I can get you in on those. The GTO there on the rear and the Pontiac, I had to paint by hand, but I was able to use the decals for the badge there and for the badges on the kick panel. So anyway, as I was saying before, that's it for this build, and that was our second build for our 2022 cancer awareness. The first being our 69 Firebird here. So we've got our GTO and our Firebird. 67 GTO, 69 Firebird. Both AMT kits. And I hope you enjoyed watching my videos on the cancer build. I hope if you participated, you enjoyed it. If you just watched along with all the different builds, you enjoyed that. And if that was the case, hopefully next year you'll join in on the build. So that's it from my cold basement, guys, and we will see you on the next build, whatever that happens to be.